Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us. K&A Custom Craft on Facebook.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Coast to Coast Entertainment Network. I am Ace, and that's right. Tonight I'm going by Embrace the Vision. And so let me go ahead and introduce to you the gentleman that we have with us tonight. It's actually the normal crew that's going to be here with us, except Big B's going to actually be here for pretty much the whole show tonight. So welcome in, Big B. How's it going?
Doing good. Got to work early today, so I got off early. So thought I'd come hang with my boys for a full show, give Randy some crap on his takes on wrestling, and go from there.
How can you not, man? Right? Absolutely. And then also, welcome in. He likes his bacon. We call him Crispy Bacon. How's it going tonight?
I'm doing good. How's everybody doing tonight?
You know what? Can't complain at all. And then, of course, he's not a dragon. He's not a viper, but we call him Dragon Viper. How's it going?
I'm doing good. Just getting ready to start this show.
Absolutely. And then, of course, he's here. And he's called Mr. Mess Around Dave. How's it going tonight, Mr. Mess Around Dave?
Yeah, I'm actually pretty good, even though my team got smoked today. But that's another story for another time.
How can you not
some
be
of that Shanky?
That's Shanky, man. It's all about the Shanky. But tonight,
Shanky!
You know what, though? Tonight, that's right. We are simply talking about Crown Jewel. That's what we're talking about. And to be perfectly honest, Crown Jewel wasn't really all that bad.
No.
When you look at the overall results of Crown Jewel, though, I think most of the results everybody had picked. The results were going to be pretty easy to determine basically who was going to win each and every match. But, when we start out for the very first match of the night for Crown Jewel, unless we're talking about the kickoff match, which you had, the Usos versus the Hurt Business, which was kind of just thrown in there at the last minute that everybody was kind of surprised and they're like, why'd this happen? But it was a good match. It actually wasn't a bad match. Of course, the Usos won, and it didn't really surprise me that they won all in all. But anyways, Mess Around, what were your thoughts of the Usos versus the Hurt Business?
Welcome to the Uso Penitentiary. Of course the Usos are going to win. Did you expect anything else? Come on. But it was a good match, though. I'm glad that these guys, I thought they'd say this for Survivor Series. How the bloodline against the Hurt Business would have been the better route to go, I think.
It could definitely still happen, though. It definitely could still happen. Yeah, definitely could. All right, Dragon Viper, how about you?
I thought it was a good match. I mean, why wouldn't you want to see the Hurt Business versus the Usos? I mean, both great tag teams, both, athletic. So, yeah, a great match overall.
Oh, you don't know that. Okay, so Big B.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I'll use a Randy line here and be like, it was a so-so match. I'm glad the Hurt Business is back. I'm glad the Hurt Business is back together. But I mean, obviously, we knew that the Usos were going to win because you're not going to drop the titles in a pre-match pay-per-view. I mean, it could happen, yes, but I didn't expect the Usos to lose. And I'm with Mess Around. Let's get those three, the Bloodline and the Hurt Business, and heck, let's do New Day. Let's have a good old-fashioned 3-way, 6-man tag, 9-man tag match.
That's what my boy said too. Get all three of them together.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not, right? And then also, welcome in Lou and welcome in Tim Fielder, and of course, welcome in Christy Wilson. And Lou already starts off going with Goldberg. So we're already there. All right. Crispy Bacon, go ahead and take it away.
All right.
What was your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, the kickoff match was pretty good. I thought, like you said, it was kind of thrown together, but we all knew that Uso was going to win, and I was surprised it wasn't for the title. So, we might see this again down the line soon.
And let me tell you this: the very first match of Crown Jewel was actually, it actually surprised me that it was the match between. Yeah, it actually shocked me that it was Seth Rollins versus Edge. Like this match though. This match was fire. I'm not gonna lie. This match was insane. I liked how at the end, Edge used Rollins' move to actually pin him with the stomp. That was cool. But Dragon Viper, I'll go ahead and let you take this one away first.
Oh man, it was amazing. It was amazing to see it's always amazing seeing those two go, against each other, but it was absolutely amazing, to see those two and in that cell and how poetic that, Edge beats Seth with his own move. So one of the greatest matches of the night. So
was it poetic justice? That's all I have to say. Was it poetic justice that Edge beat Seth with his own move? Because you did have Seth who tried to beat Edge a couple times with his own move. Yeah. But Big B, what'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, this match was on fire, like you said from the start. It kind of to me had the feeling like there was actually some personal vendetta on Edge and Rollins between each other, just the way they went at it. But yeah, icing on the cake, he uses the curb stomp for the win. So possibly I think probably could have been the match of the night easily. So props to them both.
Oh yeah. To me, it's really, really close on being the match of the night. Also, welcome in Mr. William Hudson. So, all right, there you go, Will. Welcome in. Glad to see you here. Christy Wilson is also saying that Rollins and Edge was awesome. Yeah, so
this is awesome.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
So Crispy Bacon, what'd you think of this match?
No, it was a good match. I do think I do know they have like a vendetta against one another from like 7 years ago. All that happened and Edge had to retire, but good match overall. I was surprised they started this out first instead of towards the end of the pay-per-view, but it was still good overall, and I'm not sure if this rivalry will end. I think down the line it'll probably come back, and some are saying it's the trilogy of the year.
Well, it's close though because you also had Edge and Randy Orton too, so that was also a good rivalry with Edge though also. But
hey, that was the greatest match of all time. Don't forget
it was. But mess around, Dave. What do you think of this match?
I was really surprised they kicked off. This should have been like main event type, but I'm kind of glad it went first because it was really entertaining and Big B had said that he felt the tension and stuff. That just tells you how good of a storyteller these guys are.
Yeah.
So anytime they get in the ring, it's going to be a classic.
Well, I can tell you this definitely was a main event type match because when you look at certain spots throughout this match, and I'm not only talking about, the curb stomp that Edge used on Seth Rollins, I'm talking about, how Edge before had used the whole chair thing on Reigns. Well, this time he used the chain on Reigns. That was
on the boot.
Huh?
It was on his boot.
Yeah, I was like, that was really cool. I like that. William Hudson, yes, I have a good excuse though. Ace, Sunday's my busy day. No, I get it. Because you have your live sales that you do on Sunday. He's part of the tag team champions there on Sunday that he sells in TRC. So check them out on Sunday night. But anyway. We can actually jump into that next match, which is Mustafa Ali and Mansoor, with the winner being Mansoor. We kind of knew that this was going to happen as part of a rivalry because you could kind of see it happening with the whole split up that they were doing, on Raw and stuff like that. it didn't really surprise me that Mansoor won because I figured that that's the way that they were going to go with it. But overall, I don't know. The match wasn't great, but I was
wasn't
okay.
terrible either.
No, but
No.
and I was okay with the outcome though. But Big B, I'll start out with you on this one.
Yeah, the outcome was, kind of given that Mansoor was going to win. I mean, this match could have easily been the pre-show open, and then move the Usos onto the main card. But, they did what they did, and, I guess a lot of people went for a snack break in this match because, like you guys said, it wasn't the worst match, but it wasn't the great.
Okay.
It was probably an average match, so, that's all I really got to say on it.
All right, Crispy Bacon.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Big B. It was an okay match, but it wasn't like, the best match, but it wasn't the worst match. So we kind of figured what would happen.
All right, and then Mess Around Dave, you're sitting here and you're saying that the match wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible either. And I'm there with you. It wasn't horrible, but
Well, the only thing that made it seem like it wasn't terrible is it was in front of Mansoor's home crowd. So, of
yeah.
course, the crowd's going to pop for him. And,
Yeah.
he's not going to lose in his hometown, not in Saudi Arabia. You know how
Well, yeah.
mad those guys would be if that happened?
Exactly. There was no way he was going to lose that match, especially in front of his home crowd. Dragon Viper, what about you?
Usual for me. I mean, I didn't care for
Say
it much. I did.
Say it.
I did. I do enjoy, their athleticism, but I didn't really care for it. I mean, it was
There
very
it is.
predictable. It was very predictable that Mansoor was going to win. So I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I didn't care for it much.
Well, I can tell you
There it
the matches that we've covered so far, they gave the Usos in the Hurt Business, they graded that one as a B-. They graded Edge and Seth Rollins. Of course, they gave that one an A because that was an absolute A. You can't give that anything other than an A. That's what that match was.
Hey.
And then Mansoor and Mustafa Ali, they graded as a C. So far that was the match that they had, worst so far out of the first three matches. And
D.
oh, yeah, not. But
Well,
Big
at least
B,
it wasn't an
what
F.
do you think?
So.
Oh, you already got me. But
I'm sorry.
yeah.
Yep. All right, and then
I don't
of
think
course-
anybody wants to hear my
I
take
just
again. It's just
fucking
like
snuggie.
Dragon Vipers.
And then, of course, the next match we have is Dragon Viper is the fan club of, and he's the president
Okay,
of
bro.
it. You have the RK Bro versus AJ Styles and Omos, which the winners being RK Bro. They ended up retaining titles, which we had already said that the RK Bro were going to retain the titles.
They're making too much money off these guys. They quit now.
Oh, absolutely. This is a tag team that's getting popular, man. This popularity with this tag team is growing huge.
Yeah.
Well, we know Randy's got one of everything related to RK Bro. So
Oh, absolutely. But Mess Around Dave, since these are your bros, you can start out with this one.
Honestly, when they first started, I didn't see how it was gonna work, but it's worked out great. And Brittle's funny. I love Brittle. I can't get enough of that guy. It's, stuff he says, you like after a while, you're like, you feel like Randy Orton. You're like, dude, shut up. But yeah, I'm glad they won. It was a good match. You knew almost wasn't going to get pinned. There's no way they're going to take that guy off his feet. But yeah, they're not going to break up RK Bro anytime soon. Like I said, they're making too much money off these guys right now.
Yeah, which I don't know if you guys saw, but they're actually RK Bro is taking on AJ Styles and Omos again tomorrow night on Raw. So it's a rematch again. So
For the titles.
yeah, so we'll definitely see if something ends up changing there. But Dragon Viper, since you're the president of the fan club, you can go ahead and take it away.
He's not just a member; he's also the president.
Oh, I know. I like I mean, obviously, I like Styles and Omos, and I like Orton. It was an okay match. Not much to say. I mean, Orton and Riddle just. I don't know. I don't like Riddle. Never have. Everybody knows this.
You don't like Riddle? What? That's news to me. Last I heard, you had a poster above your bed of Riddle.
Oh no. And I'm gonna bring up a comment Christy Wilson said. Dragon Vipers RK Bro Nightmare continues. Absolutely, it continues. And tomorrow night, I'm sure it will continue again because, it's like you guys are saying, they're making money right now off this team, and they are going to split them up soon, which I hope they do. I hope there's a curveball and they split them up. Overall, the match was okay.
You're jealous of Matt Riddle because of his hair. That's
Don't be haters. Don't be haters.
That's why you don't like Matt
And his
Riddle.
scooter.
Because he has red hair.
No.
He's all the jealous he didn't have a snakeskin Speedo.
But so Kev Buckler says, yes, a fellow Riddle hater. I am a Dragon Viper fan. So it looks like he keeps growing fans every day because
He's got two.
he's up to 2 now. All right, so Big B, how about you? What do you think of this match overall?
Part of me kind of thought they would drop the titles and possibly end Dragon Viper's nightmare and split up. But again, it didn't shock me that RK Bro won. I'm waiting for the leopard skin Speedos to come so we can get Randy one to wear around with the scooter. But, Monday, I see the same thing happening. RK Bro is going to walk out on top, and, maybe Omos and AJ will split because Omos has kind of gotten that look in his face. Kind of a few times. So
waiting for Commander Azizel or whatever your name is, come down. And
Commander
go out
Aziz,
there almost.
yeah.
there's been talk about that. I mean, some people throw rumors out there, but yeah, I think we're going to see the same thing happen on Monday. I think it's going to be RK Bro wins again.
Well, eventually what's going to happen, right? Eventually, the Viper's going to strike on Matt Riddle. Eventually,
coming.
Eventually, he's going to turn on Riddle because
Everybody knows it's coming.
Yeah, because everybody knows eventually Randy Orton turns because he does not play well with others. He does not play well with others.
Nope.
So, Crispy Bacon.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was a good match. I thought the entrance was funny when Riddle got the camel.
Oh, yeah.
Started riding it to the
He
ring.
rode the camel down to the ring. That was cool.
I tried to ignore that.
Hey, that was cool.
You want to do it too, don't lie.
Awesome.
You're just
But,
jealous. You don't have a camel to ride.
That was awesome.
But no, the match was good overall. I mean, we all expected, RK Bro to win.
Yeah, that wasn't really a shocker. But what do you guys think that they rated this match?
An
B
F.
plus. B plus.
B.
I got like a B plus or a B minus C plus range.
A D minus.
They rated it as a B minus. So,
It's close.
Viper,
well,
Work on that.
embrace the vision.
Dragon Viper, you have to understand why they rank this. Just because you don't like Riddle, you may not like his character, you may not like him, but they're going to rank it because you have to understand. Matt Riddle's in the ring, Randy Orton's in the ring, AJ Styles is in the ring. So you have 3 phenomenal talents that are in the ring, and Omos is still learning, but he's still there. So they're definitely going to give this a high grade just because of the talent that is in the ring.
That's why I gave it a D minus, was because of AJ Styles and Riddle. AJ Styles and Orton. That's why I gave it a D minus.
You're not allowed to rank it.
Because those two are in the
That's
ring?
terrible.
Yep.
That's terrible. You're not allowed to rank anybody anymore. Fire.
I bet you.
I
bet
literally
you-
screamed at my TV last night when they won because I was so upset about it.
I bet you if Shanky was in the ring, he'd grade it an A.
Oh,
That's probably why he gave it a D, because he had too much Shanky.
jeez.
Yeah, too much Shanky. All right, so then we come to the Queen's Crown Finals, which was Dewdrop versus Zelina Vega, and Zelina Vega ended up getting the victory, which actually kind of surprised me a little bit. I actually, for one, actually wasn't expecting it. I actually thought that Dewdrop was going to win it. I figured that Zelina. We knew that Zelina Vega was going to be in the finals, but I did not expect Zelina Vega to actually win it. I thought they might be given like a little bit of a push to Dewdrop because you saw her kind of go up against Shayna Baszler. So I thought that they were going to have Dewdrop win this. But anyway, Dragon Viper, what did you think of the Queen's final?
I thought it was okay. I enjoyed the results. I did not want Dewdrop to win. I wanted Vega to win, and glad to see it. So overall, it was okay.
All right. We do have a few comments here. So William Hudson saying Viper doesn't care for camels. I can clearly see he does not care for camels. Kev Buckler said that match was an F. Lou Thompson is saying Matt Riddle is annoying. Christy Wilson is also saying Shanky. So Shanky's back. Imy's here saying, hey, guys. And then William Hudson was saying the Queen's Crown equals trash. I think that's what he was trying to show. I think that's what he was showing. And then Christy Wilson saying, I wonder what winning the Queen's Crown tournament will do for Zelina. Will she get a push? That's kind of what I'm wondering. Are they going to give her a push now? I don't know. But Big B, what'd you think?
Going into it, I was kind of 50-50. I can see them going either way, especially with if Baszler would have won, then I figured Baszler was going to win, but Dewdrop beat her. So it's like, okay, what are they going to do? So it kind of intrigued me. The match was pretty good, but with Vega winning or Dewdrop, it kind of intrigues me now on what they're going to do. Are they going to push Vega? We're going to see her in the title picture. How long is... I think it's a year-long reign for her, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of character they come with this. After Corbin won, he kind of became Corbin and all that stuff, so kind of changed his character around. So it'll be interesting to see what Vega does or what they do with Vega.
All right, Crispy Bacon.
Yeah, it was a good match. It was quick. I think they're going to try to push both Dewdrop and Zelina Vega because Dewdrop made it this far and she did pretty good in her matches, but although she didn't win this one, I don't know how long the reign's going to be, because when Corbin won, and I know it's a different thing, but when Corbin won, it was like a 2-year reign or 3-year reign, so I'm not sure if they're going to do another one next year or they're just going to wait.
That was a joke.
All right. Mess around.
Yeah, I went Big B once Shayna was eliminated from the tournament. I kind of figured Zelina Vega was going to win. Just because Dewdrop's still relatively new. And Zelina's been around for a bit, so she kind of deserves the push. But the match overall was pretty good.
Yeah, so they actually graded this match as a C.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, they have it as a C overall. Yeah, it was a good match. It was still a short match for kind of a finals match, but it was still decent. All right, now we have, and I know I'm going to hear it. I know I'm going to immediately hear it. But the next one we have is Goldberg versus Bobby Lashley in the Falls Count Anywhere match.
Goldberg.
I knew I was gonna hear it. And you see that Goldberg wins the match, which to me didn't actually surprise anybody.
Not shocking at all.
No, absolutely not. I think everybody in the world saw Goldberg winning this match. But Big B, you can start out with this one: Goldberg versus Bobby Lashley.
I mean, that Goldberg.
They destroyed each other. I mean, I know the Falls Count Anywhere match, but it wouldn't even have shocked me if they kind of just knocked each other out somehow, and that's how the match ended. But Goldberg taking Lashley and throwing him through the side of the ring there or the ramp, and taking it. It kind of did not. I mean, I wasn't too surprised that Goldberg won. I'm guessing I'm more surprised at how badly of a brawl this was between the two. So, but yeah, Goldberg winning, not too much of a shock. I honestly wouldn't have minded if Bobby would have won, but you got a little bit more, I think, with this rivalry coming down the road.
Yeah, I definitely think so. But let's not forget, though, too, that Goldberg almost had the match won pretty fast there, but he decided not to pin Lashley. And then that's when the Hurt Business, comes down and kind of intervenes in the match, and then Goldberg has to take out the Hurt Business, and then he ends up winning because he drives Lashley through the barricade and things like that. So even though I'm not a Goldberg fan, it was still a decent match. So I enjoyed it, but Crispy Bacon, what'd you think?
Well, Goldberg made for his promises. I mean, he said he was going to do everything to win that match and, possibly hurt Bobby Lashley. But I thought it was a good match. Really, probably, at least, up to now with that, the Hell in a Cell match with Edge and Seth Rollins. So that was a good match, I thought.
All right, mess around.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool how Lashley came at the beginning of the match and he had that chain in his hand and used that on Goldberg. It was pretty one-sided for most of the match. I think Goldberg made the comeback, like everybody thought he was going to. And it wasn't surprising all that he won. Like, he's not going to let his character lose too many times in a row. He has control of his contract or his character. So, it was a good match, though. For Goldberg.
Well, yeah, it was a good match because the match was actually longer than 20 seconds. So that's what I'm saying. It was actually a good match because it actually lasted longer. But that's the story of Dragon Viper's life. But anyways, Dragon Viper, go ahead and give me your thoughts on this match.
Wow. Well, just for you saying that, I really enjoy the fact Goldberg won. No, I was glad it did. I was seeing it taking about 2 minutes and be over with. So it was nice to actually see a actual match between those two. It was a really great match, but like I keep saying, I like the hardcore style matches, and that definitely they did well with that. And the brutality in it was great, and the way it ended was great. So it was like a really great match, and was
it great?
It was great. It was really
all right, great.
But yeah, so if I were to rate it, I'd give it a B+.
And welcome in Jean Carlson. She's saying hi there. So hello. We're hoping you're having a good night. And then William Hudson's also saying Lesnar versus Goldberg from WrestleMania 33 was a great match also. Yeah, that was actually a very, very good match. But now people are actually wanting to still see Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. That's a match that people have been talking about for a very, very long time. Yeah. People are wanting to see that. Huh. And so it's going to be a curious thing if at some point that might happen. I don't know. But when you look at this match overall, they actually ended up giving this match a B as far as grading wise, which I think is, that's fair. A decent grade. Yeah, I think that this match deserved a B grade because it wasn't terrible. It was not terrible at all. For a Goldberg match, I've never been a Goldberg fan, but for a Goldberg match, I would give it a B too. I thought that the match was good. So there you have that. Now we have the King of the Ring finals, which was Finn Balor versus Xavier Woods. Now, this is the thing, okay? This is the thing. I know people say, I didn't see it happening. But I kind of saw Xavier Woods winning this because you saw, they were talking about how Big E had won the championship. Kofi has won the championship before. And now you kind of have to give Xavier Woods something because he hasn't really had anything. And you know that Xavier Woods not that guy to get a main event push. He's just not that guy. So they're not going to give him a championship run. But Crispy Bacon, I'll start out with you on this one. What do you think of this Xavier Woods Finn Balor match?
Yeah, it was a good match. I thought, like I said in in one of our group chats, that I didn't really care who won between Xavier Woods and Finn Balor. I kind of wanted Finn Balor to win, though. However, he has been getting pushes, so that kind of left out if he was going to win. I'm interested to see how Xavier is going to do as King of the Ring, and what's going to happen in the New Day now that he's King of the Ring.
Hey, you know what? I was right there with you. I actually did not care who won this match. I really didn't. I just wanted it to be a good match, and I'm definitely glad it was. But William Hudson has a comment here that says Lesnar versus Lashley is not a good match idea because I think that the feeling back behind the scenes is they would literally hurt each other both because of being MMA fighters.
Even better.
I mean, it could be, yeah, you know what though? I'm telling you, I think that would be a huge draw. I really think it would. Because people would be like, that would be like a flat out scrapping match there. You'd be seeing elbows and fists, and I mean, you'd be seeing so much stuff that I think that would be like a huge rating getter right there.
I'd enjoy it.
But Mess Around Dave, what do you think of Xavier Woods versus Finn Balor?
The match is great. I'm with you guys. I was happy. I would have been happy with either one of them winning it. But I think Woods deserved it more because, like you said, he's never had anything. And it's about time they gave him at least something.
Mm-hmm. And so now with this, here they're actually asking if people believe that maybe Kofi's going to turn on Xavier Woods. Who knows? But anyway, Dragon Viper, what do you think of this match?
Oh man, no! Finn should have won this. Xavier definitely no. Do I think that they would split up because of this? No, they didn't split up because Kofi won the title. They're not going to split up because of this. And no, absolutely not. Finn should have won it. Would it have made much of a difference in his career? Probably not. But it irritates me hearing, oh, King Woods. I don't care. They could have given him, Intercontinental title or something just to make up for Big E and Kofi. But to give him the King of the Ring, no, absolutely not.
Well, you know what?
Okay, match, better than that, no.
You know what? I think when it comes to it, though, I think they give the King of the Ring to people who they don't feel like kind of need it, but kind of don't, because when you look at it, Finn Balor is a guy who really doesn't need it because he's still a guy that can be in the main event picture no matter what. Xavier Woods is a guy that's never going to be in the main event picture, so they feel like, well, we got to give him something. Because he's never going to be there. He's never going to be that monster star. So they figured a King of the Ring is probably going to be the next best thing.
And now he's in history as King of the Ring alongside people like Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, well, not Shawn, but Stone Cold, and Triple H and all them. No, Woods does not eat. No.
Don't forget Baron Corbin.
King of the Ring.
Exactly. Thank you, Chris.
King of the Ring back then, though, meant more than what it does now.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's completely different now. So, but anyways, Big B, go ahead.
I'm kind of shocked a little bit that Finn didn't win it. I mean, now he's gotten a push for the title loss. Now King of the Ring lost. I mean, good for Woods to win it. I think William had it in there that it was a Woods pity party.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess I can see where he's coming from on that because, like we said, Kofi got the title, Big E got the title. Xavier got nothing. Okay, let's put the crown on him. Maybe that'll make him happy. Whatever. But I kind of think Woods could be a main eventer guy and carry the title for a little bit. I mean, he's not going to make the big year-long run or whatever, but I can see him getting it for a month or two like Xavier did. But outside of that, I thought it was a good match. I could have got either way on winning it. Like I said, a little bit surprised that Woods actually did win it, though. All hail King Woods for
So we have a few comments here. So Amy says that she's happy that Woods won it. She feels like he deserves it. You also have William Hudson, who I know what he's pertaining to here when he says Woods was in the main event with Paige. I know exactly what he's pertaining to. And so yes, I get it. I get exactly what you're saying. So in reality, Woods kind of won over everybody else. I'm just saying, he won the ultimate prize.
Right.
I wouldn't call Paige the ultimate prize, but
well, according to some people, I would. There's a lot of people out there that would call Paige the ultimate prize. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And then Christy Wilson saying, I'm happy for Xavier. He deserved to win King of the Ring. So, you know what? You're getting a lot of mixed reactions there of whether people feel like he deserved it or whether he didn't. So, but when you look at this overall, they actually graded this match as a B, which, you know what? That's a good grade. Right. Yeah, it's about right. It was a good match. It was a good match.
No.
So, the great. What?
C.
Yeah.
No.
I'm just kidding.
What, see you later? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, see you later.
Great.
No, I give it a B.
Yeah,
B
absolutely.
minus.
Yeah, B's right there. And then, of course, we have the next match, which is the WWE Championship match, which is Big E versus Drew McIntyre. Big E winning, which we knew Big E was going to win. I think at one point, when Drew McIntyre hit the big end, or not the big ending, but the
Claymore.
The Claymore. At that point, maybe people thought maybe he is going to win, but I figured he wasn't going to. I was like, they're not. I didn't think that would have been the right time for Big E to drop the title, especially since the rumors were going around that
Too soon.
that Drew McIntyre was going to be taking on Reigns. So I'm just, with the rumors going around there, I'm like, there was no way that I could see Big E dropping the belt here. But mess around, I'll start out with you. What do you think of this Big E and Drew McIntyre match?
For a Drew McIntyre match, and y'all know how much I hate the guy.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually really entertaining. It was pretty good. There's a lot of physicality. Like you said, when he hit that Claymore, I thought for a second that he was going to take the title. But I'm so glad he didn't because I can't stand the guy.
Yeah, let's not forget it took Big E two big endings to beat Drew McIntyre.
You had to make him look strong.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They have to. All right. Dragon Viper. You.
It was so predictable. It was overall it was a really great match, but it was predictable of who was going to win because they were keeping Roman on SmackDown, and of course, everybody likes Roman, but I don't. But they were keeping Roman on SmackDown, and so there was no chance that they were really going to, with Drew going to SmackDown, that they were going to give Drew McIntyre the title. So really great match, but it was very predictable. This is why they shouldn't have done the draft until after Crown Jewel. So that way it wasn't, some of those matches were not so predictable. But overall it was a great match because of the brutality in it. So
Big E definitely deserves a long run. So I'm glad they're kind of giving him, I'm glad they're giving him so far a good run, and hopefully it'll keep going because he really deserves it. It's been a long time waiting, but Big B. Is he still here?
I'm here.
Yeah. he's
Okay.
here.
Oh, you kind of dropped off the screen for a second.
Oh, did I? Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sorry.
did.
All right. So, what'd you think of this?
Yeah, I mean, Viper actually made a good point for once. It is kind of. I mean, the draft should have went on after Crown Jewel and then build it up from there because we knew Drew was going to go to SmackDown, so it would have made zero sense to give him the title.
Right.
So it was obviously Big B was going to, or Big B, yeah, I was going to win. Big E was going to win.
Yeah,
So-
new champion.
Yeah, exactly. So, no shocker there. Outside of that factor, I think it was still a pretty good match. I mean, hopefully people graded a B minus. So that's where I see it at.
I will definitely get to that grade once we finish up here. So, Crispy Bacon, what'd you think?
No, I kind of agree with Dragon Viper. It was a good match, though, but we need
Oh,
that.
two of us agree with Viper.
Wow.
Well, I
Mark
mean,
that down.
No,
Right.
that McIntyre was going to go to SmackDown, and so he wouldn't be getting the title. Can't really have two, I guess champions on the same brand per se. So, it's kind of predictable.
All right. Sarge, welcome in, Sarge. So, so we're talking about the Big E and Drew McIntyre match. So, what was your overall thoughts on that?
I was surprised that the Scottish Warrior could pull off a good match like this. I thought it was great, and I don't know what's going on with Dragon Viper. We're all agreeing with them. It's kind of weird.
Weird. This is a full moon.
All right. So, William Hudson, to answer your question, we have 6 tonight. This is not normal. We normally don't have 6. So, if that's why you're asking why we only have 4 on Tuesday, well, we don't always have 6 here. This is just Big B was off for the full time tonight, so he was on, and Sarge just popped on. So,
Strange thing. It's got to be a full moon.
yeah. So, that's why that.
We can't skip over Jean's comment there. I mean, I kind of like her comment.
Yay, King Big B. King Big B.
Yeah. I'm
You
going to
like
have to go
that?
find me a crown. I got a new fan.
Oh my God, it's already going to his head.
So now,
Big enough, stop.
now to answer your question about grading wise. We actually have the grade that they gave this match. They actually gave it a B+ grade.
Okay.
So a fair grade. It's a fair grade.
Yeah.
It's definitely fair. For like everyone was saying, for a Drew McIntyre match, it was a good match. I'm kind of like a lot of people on here. I'm not a Drew McIntyre fan, but this overall was actually a good match for Drew McIntyre. And I think that Big B and McIntyre work well together. And so
McIntyre.
William Hudson is saying, number 1, he said we need everybody on Tuesday, and then number 2, he's saying Big B is buying fans again. So
How are we gonna get everybody on Tuesday when Will talks 70% of the time?
Some of us don't watch AEW or Impact, so I mean.
all right. So, anyways, let's get to the next women's match. It is the SmackDown Women's Championship. You have the triple threat: Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks. Great match.
It was.
Great match. And I don't think it really surprised anybody that Becky Lynch retained the title. But Sarge, I'll let you kick off with this one since you hopped on here.
Well, I can say that Banks and the man, they always have great chemistry together when they wrestle. But throwing Belair in there was actually a perfect fit, and I was okay with the match. I was okay with the ending because I don't expect anybody to drop a major title over this type of pay-per-view and so forth. The roll-up, I'm always okay with the classic roll-up because it's always a classic move. I'm sorry, Dragon Viper. I see the smirk right there. I know. But, I enjoy the match, and I think they fit well with each other. So, and whoever Gene Carlson is, welcome, and I like you already.
That's my mother.
Ooh, I love it.
All right. So William Hudson's actually saying that Belair should be champion, and I think at some point, I think she will be champion. Belair is
Yep.
very, very, very talented, which I will get to that here in just a minute. But mess around. What do you think of this triple threat?
It was good. I would have liked to see Belair win the title though, just because Becky's going to Raw.
All right, Dragon Viper.
I thought it was a good match. You know, I actually expected Sasha to win because of the fact that, you know, with Sasha on SmackDown and Belair and Becky on Raw, but so I actually was saying that Sasha was going to win it, but it surprised me that Becky won it. So overall, a good match, better than the other females matches that's been going on for the crown, you know, for the Queen's Crown. So it definitely was way better than those. So.
All right, and Big B.
Yeah, it was a good match. I was kind of pulling for Becky or Banks to win it, so she didn't have to, so she can carry the title to SmackDown instead of having the, you know, stupid flip flop the exchange. But outside of that, it was a good match. I hope they graded it high. I say a solid B with it.
They probably go A, but
All right, Chris, what do you think?
no, it was a good match. I thought. I think, you know, Becky Lynch wanted to have 2 belts again, like she did before.
Becky, 2 belts.
Yeah, but it almost worked out. But it, you know, it was a good match overall, though.
So they graded this match as a B plus. That's the grade that they gave this, which
That's
is
why I
fair.
was giving it.
Is fair, absolutely. This was actually one of the better women's matches that I've seen in actually quite some time. It was a very, very good match. I could see these 3 wrestling in a match a lot. The only person that's missing in this match was Alexa Bliss, but other than that,
Of course.
or Charlotte,
Damn it.
that definitely would have been there too. But now we get to the main event. Okay, so the main event was none other than Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, which I'll tell you, okay, I'm a big Beast fan. I
bet you are.
Brock is awesome, but I knew that Roman Reigns was going to win this match. I just knew that there really wasn't a way he wasn't going to, since they had already spoiled it and said that Drew McIntyre was going to be facing Roman Reigns coming up at a pay-per-view. So I'm like, well, there you have it, folks. Drew McIntyre, or not Drew, but Roman Reigns is going to be winning this match. And I kind of had a feeling that they were going to get this rivalry going on because they kind of wanted to build it up a little bit more instead of just Brock returning and then winning and then the rivalry going on like that. So, but I was definitely hoping that Brock would have won. But yet again, you saw the Usos get involved again. Super kick Brock. You know, Reigns then hits Brock with the title. Reigns gets the victory because, you know, Heyman throws the belt in the ring and says, you know what to do with it, even though nobody knew exactly who he was throwing it to. Everyone's still confused about that. But I think that's why they're really building this up. They want to build the suspense up to kind of see who Paul Heyman is actually with. Is he with Reigns? Is he with Brock? You know, when is Brock going to get the belt from Reigns? Because I think it's coming.
I think so.
But from what I've heard is that Lesnar's supposed to be making his reappearance at the Royal Rumble. And so it's supposed to build from like the Royal Rumble into Mania, from what I've heard. And so it's supposed to be like Lesnar somehow he returns at the Rumble. He doesn't win the Rumble, but he's supposed to return at the Rumble and then end up getting in a number 1 contenders match and winning that to where he can go on to face Reigns at Mania and finally beat Reigns. So it's going to be interesting to see where that goes. But Dragon Viper, I'll start with you.
Oh man, I didn't care for who won, honestly.
There it is.
Yeah, right there.
Mark it down.
I mean, it was an okay match. You know, of course you had. It's like what you said. You had the stupid Usos. Well, they're not stupid. I like them, but you had the Usos coming in again, getting involved in Roman's match, and because Roman can't win a big time match like that by himself, and then of course you have the confusion of Paul Heyman, and it just it was okay when it came to beating each other up, but overall, I didn't care who won because I kind of want those two kind of have a face I want to punch. So
go for it.
I
already challenged Lesnar.
Overall, the match I felt was great to see because I liked it, but I didn't at the same time. So.
All right, so William Hudson is going. He's got a few comments here that says, "Big B, I talk 85% of the time," and then
okay,
and then
that makes it so much better.
And then he's also saying they should create even more belts for Becky. Becky 11 belts. She'll need a wagon to pull them all to the ring. And then Amy saying, "When's Alexa coming back?" About another month from what I've been. From what I've heard, about another month or so. Then William Hudson, in quotes, "I didn't care for it," because he's quoting Dragon Viper because he knows that's what's coming. And then Christy saying, I just hate Roman as a heel. Actually, this character for Roman has it's worked out quite well. You know why? Because you will acknowledge me.
It hurts my head.
You will acknowledge me. All right, so Chris, what do you think?
It was a good match. I thought Lesnar and Reigns did pretty well. I didn't like the Usos interfering with the match either, but they're going to meet up again, and it was also interesting how on the next day with SmackDown how they kind of wrote off Lesnar.
Well, yeah, because he's not. Which we'll get more to that in a second. But Big B, what do you think?
I don't know. I kind of wish they would have taken the belt off of Roman for a little bit there. Had another, spin-off up at the next pay-per-view or something. Had Heyman interfere, but not helping Lesnar, but kind of. Getting confused and Lesnar pulling out the victory, but still leaving with Roman. I don't know. I like the character of Roman. I like the tribal chief. I like the bloodline. I kind of think they need just to take the belt off a little bit of him for a month or two and then put it right back on him. Let him go into WrestleMania season as a champ. But, I mean, he's had the belt for what? 400 some days already. So, take it off. Yeah, so take it off for a little bit, but I'd grade it probably A- B+ range.
All right, so William Hudson is saying Reigns is such a huge talent. He doesn't need outside interference. It weakens his character significantly.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that because it doesn't play into his character if you let him win like that. I mean, his whole character is a tribal chief, and he pretty much scares the bejesus out of the Usos to do the things. So I have to disagree with that.
I mean, he's won straight up a few times. A few times he has. But him losing not outright, it's not in his character as of right now. Okay, yeah. But what did you think of this match then? In the way it went down?
I mean, I love it when two big, strong, brawly men beat each other.
I bet you do. so anyway.
Yeah, Paul Heyman, he actually came out on Instagram and actually did a spoiler alert on who's going to win the championship. He said between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, his spoiler was he's going to come out.
Well, I guess the internet didn't want to hear what the spoiler was.
Hey guys,
There,
All right.
There's Sarge.
where was I?
You're about to get a spoiler.
Oh yeah, so Paul Heyman, he said his spoiler was he's going to walk out with the Universal Champion of that night, and I figured it was Reigns all the way. But I enjoyed the match quite. It was awesome. I was disappointed Suplex City didn't come into play. That's how I knew that. No, Lesnar is not going to win. I mean, if you don't go to Suplex City, he's not going to win. So, but if I have to grade the match, I mean, I'll take it. So, but I like when two big brawly men beat each other.
So William Hudson is asking, "Whoa, where's this conversation going? Two big burly men, and then he disappears." So
there's a spoiler. There was a third.
so Mess Around Dave, what do you think?
Honestly, I did not get a chance to watch this match. I had too much going on this week, but I figured the Reigns is going to win.
Oh yeah, definitely. Which actually brings us into kind of like what you were talking about, Chris, how they wrote him off, because it was the whole thing with that they had to have some reason to write him off for a little while, and so they figured what's a better way of doing it, and so they figured this is probably because we've seen it with Brock before. He's done this before, to where he gets enraged and then kind of destroys everybody, and then they send him packing for a little while. But he'll be back. He'll definitely be back at the Royal Rumble, and I think that's kind of when everything is. It's just going to be interesting to see who his challengers are going to be between this time and the Royal Rumble. We know one of them is Drew McIntyre. Yep. We know that, but I'm just going to be curious who else, because he's already taken on everybody else. I mean, there's really.
Or they showed
smashed them all.
Well, they showed like a promotional, promo picture, and it had him, Becky Lynch, Drew McIntyre.
Yeah. What's the next pay-per-view?
Survivor Series.
Yes.
One month from Crown Jewel.
Mm-hmm. Which Survivor Series you'll end up seeing Roman Reigns versus Big E, because that's what they do. They always do like champions versus champions, and then you always see Raw team versus SmackDown team.
Right.
I like that one year when they had NXT in there, and NXT wiped the
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a lot of main roster people didn't like that though.
No, they didn't. But here was actually something interesting too. That Big B, you were talking about it with the whole belt swapping thing, because. But Charlotte came out though, and Charlotte said that she was actually for Bianca coming and beating her clean on it was on Raw. She's like, I wanted Bianca to come out and pin me clean on Raw and win the belt, because she's a huge Bianca fan. Like, she likes Bianca, and she felt like Bianca should have come out and beat her clean to take the belt off of her.
Makes
That
sense.
made no sense to have her.
That would have made more sense than what they did.
Oh, the title swap?
Yeah.
Which Charlotte was angry that they did the belt swap like that. She didn't like it.
Snickers.
Why, you didn't like the belt swap, or you like the idea of Bianca beating Charlotte clean?
No, I'm just being a smart ass. What I do.
Yeah, see, the only reason why Charlotte is for Bianca is because ego goes along with ego very well. So,
hey, you don't.
When you're that good, you can have an ego.
Exactly. So, Christy Wilson said, I heard that Becky and Charlotte had a legit confrontation backstage. They did, because Becky felt like Charlotte was disrespecting her when she took the belt and threw it on the ground, because Charlotte was against the belt swap, which a lot of people were. A lot of people were coming out saying that the belt swap was dumb, that they should have done something. They should have done it a different way. And
or you could have led in with the belt swap and then say,
no,
well, how about no? But then
Charlotte was
this?
Yeah, but Charlotte was completely against it. Like
No,
Charlotte was like saying she should have dropped it to Bianca. Bianca
Yeah.
should have pinned her clean. That's how
Right.
she should have lost the belt. A lot of people didn't like the belt swap. But we're at that point in the show now to where we go around one more time, give your final thoughts. Sarge, I'll start with you. What was your final thoughts?
The final thoughts of the pay-per-view was great. It was actually a pretty well thought out pay-per-view, and the performances all the matches were good, especially Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar on that one. And you know what? It was great. It was really great.
What was your match of the night?
My match of the night would have to be Edge versus Seth Rollins in the Hell in a Cell match. I mean, that was just awesome.
All right. Mess around, Dave.
How can you not go with Mansoor versus Ali? Come on, that's match of the night, boys. I'm kidding.
Seriously?
Really? You believe that? Oh my god. Go away.
Oh,
All right. So I know he's gonna pick Seth Rollins and Edge. I think that's kind of where everybody will go. But Dragon Viper, any final thoughts in your match of the night also?
Yeah, I have to agree also. My match of the night was Rollins and Edge. I mean,
Oh, I was gonna say you're taking Mansoor and Ali too.
no, absolutely not. In fact, that was possibly the worst match of the night. So, but no, my match was Rollins and Edge.
All right, Big B.
no, I thought the pay-per-view was good. Not too many shockers. Match of the night for me. I gotta go Bobby Lashley and Goldberg. Just the way they beat the hell out of each other. So
Honestly, for me,
And
it's
then-
Balor and Woods for me.
yeah, that was a
okay.
good one too.
Okay. Crispy Bacon.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching, tuning in. My match of the night would probably be the Edge and Seth Rollins match. That was a good way to kick things off.
All right. And of course, we do want to thank all of our viewers for watching. Definitely the match of the night definitely had to be Edge and Seth Rollins. That was an amazing match. But so thanks everybody for watching. You can catch us again next Sunday for another episode of Between the Ropes. Tomorrow night we have the Four Bros radio show, and I can't remember, Chris, what else do we have on tomorrow?
We have Holistic Health.
Holistic Health. That is
Yeah.
that is correct. So we do have Holistic Health on.
And then Four Bros, yeah.
Yep, and then Four Bros tomorrow night. And so with that, I hope everybody has a fantastic night, and we will see you next Sunday, maybe for another episode of Between the Ropes. Have a good
To
night.
be continued.